Hi, all. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was really nice. It was a little chilly. And tonight, coming home from Manhattan, New York, I felt that chill in the air. It felt more like winter than spring, but we're getting there. I understand Thursday is going to warm up really nice. So spring is here. I just feel like it's more there than here. We're going to get there though. And the markets, they're trying to get back the what they lost on Friday. But I think they're going to fail in that attempt. I think that eventually, within a couple of weeks, we'll get the bad blood out of our system on Wall Street. We'll have our 7 to 10% correction and start zooming up, up, and away once again. So I think whatever happens, it'll be kind of like a 24-hour virus. It's going to happen quick, and we'll get it over with, and it won't be that painful. I mean, it'll be painful while it's happening, but then you'll feel much better when it comes roaring back. And I am using it as an opportunity to try to manipulate a little bit with my portfolio and clean out some of the junk and trying to go out and back in, that kind of thing, at a little bit lower numbers. Because I'm convinced that what we saw today was what I expected, about getting half of the losses back on the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, and the RUT. Half the losses from Friday were recouped, approximately half. The Dow even more than that. But I think that's about it. I think from here on in, over the next 8 days, trading days, we're going to have a little more volatility and to the downside. That's just my opinion. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. As always, do your own due diligence and make sure that if you follow me, you consult an investment advisor. Some of my ideas are great. Occasionally, I have clunkers. Who knows? This could be one of my clunkers. The last 8 market calls that I've made have been right on the money. You can ask Jigglypuff. You can ask whoever's been following me for a long time. But it doesn't mean I'm going to be on the money this time. That's the funny thing about pundits, about forecasting, about handicapping, about anything that involves the future. It's all probabilities, and sometimes probabilities aren't enough. So even if you have a probabilistic edge, doesn't mean you're going to be right 100% of the time. If I'm right 3 out of 4 times, I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I think I can safely say I've been right 3 out of 4 times on the last 30 to 40 ideas that I've had. Anyway, enough talking about my picking abilities. It's really a question of looking at past performances and patterns and having seen the movie before. I've seen a lot of these movies before, and they all have more or less the same plot and the same outcome, more or less. Occasionally, you get a twist. So, what did I do today? I'd like to update you on my uh, existence outside of the stock market. I am going to show you the charts of the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, the RUT, and Cielos Pharmaceuticals, SEEL, which has been on a tear. I'm going to share with you what I think is going to happen to Cielos over the rest of the week. So stay tuned for that as well. What did I do today? I'm not going to bore you too much. I'm just going to tell you that I spent the day in Manhattan. That involved most of the morning playing with the market a little bit and eating breakfast, and I don't know, not doing much. Walked over to the train at about 12:30, I guess. Yeah, I'm walking distance, lucky me. And got to Long Island Railroad into Penn and had my favorite fast food lunch. I'm going to share this with you. A hamburger with everything on it in Shake Shack on a gluten-free bun. Yes, a gluten-free bun. With greasy French fries. I asked for extra grease. Lots of ketchup. Heinz ketchup. You know, they only use Heinz. And they only use Hellman's, the real thing. So you have to play with the Heinz and you have to play with the Hellmann's because they come in tiny little plastic thingies that are hard to open on purpose so that you can't use too much. But there's so much wasted. People take handfuls, put it in their bag, and then they throw it out. So I don't know if that system really saves money or costs some money. Anyway, I enjoyed my Penn Station nosh. Um, I kind of enjoy the characters. Besides me, there are other characters that eat in Shake Shack. There was one interesting looking fellow wearing a red coat with like black satin shoes. Um, let's say most interesting garb. And he didn't look poor and he didn't look crazy. I just didn't know what he looked like. It was different. He looked different. What he was, I don't know. Maybe you know the guy. Maybe he hangs out in Penn. Anyway, if you know who he is, I'm curious. Is he an entertainer? Is he a regular at Penn? Is he a market picker? All right, let's get to the video charts. The characters in Penn. Oh, there's a lot of them. A lot of bums. A lot of bums in Penn and a lot of armed soldiers. A lot of forest green outfits. Let's take a look at what's going on. We're going to share screen. We are going to share our screen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. We got a spinning wheel on the share screen. My lips aren't moving. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. I'm telling you, not good. What did I do wrong? Hi all, I'm back. Don't ask. We're going to give it another try, see what happens. Looks much better this time. All right, let's start with the Dow. I'm calling for a 7 to 10% correction, probably closer to the 10. I just have a feeling if we do have this correction, it's going to be a nasty one. So we're starting at the Dow at 26,241. I think we wind up right about here at 20. No, I want to be in the 23s. Maybe right about here. Yeah, right above the 61.8 retrace is where I think we wind up. It's also possible that we could get a much shorter correction down to just 24,883. That's my other number. One or the other. And you see what happened today. We have a doji, another doji. I predicted that yesterday in my video. I said we're probably going to get a bunch, 2 or 3 dojis before going down. I thought it would drift lower with each doji, but it actually came up to the midpoint of the candle, which I thought, but it went above it. So I expected the midpoint would be the limit. It went a little bit higher. If it totally took out this candle, then I would have a different opinion. But I think it found a resistance here. I think this is a resistance. I think this is the end of the rally attempt as it goes down for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into next week. So that's what my thinking is. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not. I actually hope I'm wrong because I don't like to be Mr. Doom and Gloom. I am not Mr. Doom and Gloom. I am very bullish the market, at least in the short term, not the immediate term, but the, let's say, intermediate term. I'm very bullish. And then I become bearish as we go further out, maybe 6 months to a year from now. I may be singing a more bearish tune. I do think a recession is likely, let's say, a year and a half from now. Now, if it's true that the market looks ahead 6 months, so maybe a year from now, maybe we worry. Something along those lines. So over here, I drew this line in yesterday, about halfway through the red candle on Friday. And sure enough, that's exactly where the rally ended on the Russell. When I saw that it hit that line, I think I was on the railroad at the time. I don't remember, but I bought more TWM. So now I have, and I averaged down on it. I bought in probably near the low of the day on TWM. And we'll see if I wind up making money, losing money, breaking even, all possibilities on my TWM. That's twice the rut, shorting the rut twice, 2 times short ETF. Where do I think the rut is going? I also think we're in for about a 10% correction down to 14,441, the low of the day right here on 123. That would be 1444, something like that. That would be just about 10% from 1600, right? 160 points would be 1440. I think that's exactly right. Okay, so that looks good to me. I think this is a very possible, probable forecast. I like this as the end of the correction for the rut. I think all the indices will be down 7 to 10%. Maybe some of them 10, some of them 7, some of them somewhere in between. I think the rut will more than likely make the 10%. Maybe the down doesn't. Let's look at the S&P 500. Maybe the Dow is more like 7% by the time it's over, and the rut would be the 10% decliner. I think the rut will lose more than the Dow. That's why I'm buying TWM, double short. Now, the problem with that is you cannot keep it for long because the mathematics, it will eat up your investment. So if you have one up day, one down day, one up day, one down day, forget about it. As they say in Brooklyn, you're going to be a loser. So you really can't be in that for too long, but you can be in it for a period of days as long as the market's going your way. So right now I'm in it 2 days and counting. Why is the chart not available? It was available a minute ago. I looked at it. Not having much luck tonight. Come on. What is happening? We'll come back to this chart. We'll go to the Qs. Not going to fight City Hall. Come back. Guess what? This chart is not available. Let's look at CLOs. So we're going to strike out. CLOs is available. All right, so let's look at CLOs. It's had a very nice run.